Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. Was good, was good, was good. So we actually had a lot of things happen over the past couple of days. A lot of things happen overnight. We'll start off with the SEC. The SEC has a roundtable that is looking into regulatory shift as new rules and 24/7 markets loom, right? So they're looking deeply into that. Something else is that the Congress is looking for some kind of report that will tell them or give them an idea about, oh man, we're going to mess up today. This is not a good day. I've got to open up all these windows and I've got to do them like really quick. It definitely sucks. You know what? It's not that one. It's this one. All right. So I'm going to try to open up every page one by one so I can actually have the news for you guys. So what we have going on here right now is they're looking for a report so that they can figure out what's going on with Bitcoin, like Bitcoin as your treasury reserve or as a reserve. An official report, not just some kind of, no, an official report is being requested. Then we've got Justin Sun's USDD launching on Ethereum. And that's actually a bigger deal than you think. Why? Because he's got a lot of money. As much as I don't like Tron gets used. So that might carry over to USDD, which puts them square in the middle of the stable coin wars, which is what I call them because there's so many that are popping up. And then for this particular coin, there's a 12% APY return on it. I mean, that's not a little bit. And you know what I noticed is that they say, oh, he's challenging Tron. Challenging Tether. And I'm like, you got a long way to go before you can challenge Tether. Okay. You got a long way to go before you can challenge USDC. You're challenging everybody else right now. DAI, USD1, which to me is a fake stablecoin. You're challenging them. That's what I'm interested in seeing. And that's what I think is going to wind up being a very big deal. Then you have ARK Invest making big moves. They purchased another $4.4 million worth of, actually I should just do this and just type it in. 360 coin 360. There you go. $4.4 million of BitMine immersion. That's their foray into, or one of their forays into Ethereum, indirectly, of course. That to me is a major move because Cathie Wood and her team are really, really smart. I read an article late last night and it was talking about how there was almost $1 trillion of Ethereum, outflows, and, Ethereum seems dead. And I'm like, right now it's at 43.63. Where do you get your math? Where do you get your math? I'm like, wait a minute. Ethereum has a ton of things going on, including builders, real builders on the platform, on the blockchain. You have all kinds of companies like Bitcoin Immersion and others buying up Ethereum. And you're going to run with a FUD story. Ethereum is dead. As soon as I see an article, a fantastic article like that, I start to think about, well, I definitely don't trust the writer. And I question the publication. Then I go into the story to see if there's anything. If I have the inkling, I'll go into the story and see if that was just clickbait to make you see other stuff. And, sometimes it is. But sometimes that's just too much clickbait. I mean, it happens. It happens. But sometimes they want to bring your attention to something. That's the way they do it. Oh, yeah, I want to bring up something else. So I was going through the communications on YouTube about things, and I try to keep this stuff away from you guys. This is why I block DAG. This is why I'm blocking another one, K-Warden. I'm blocking both of them. I think they're scams. Why? Whether they are scams or not, they're represented by scammers. And so whenever somebody bombards our feed, whether it be whichever feed we're on, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, wherever, yeah, I block them immediately. And I block by keyword. And the reason why is because it's bogus. They're dropping fake news about a given project just to bring that project more noise. They talk about fake contracts that project is on, involved with, and all that good stuff. So K-Warden is the next one that we're blocking. Put that on your list of things to keep away from, because I'm afraid that the community would lose big money if they got involved with any of those kinds of projects. So what I'm going to do, I used to have a policy that I wouldn't say anything. I would just block. Now I'm going to alert the whole community, and hopefully our community spreads out and alerts their respective communities about, hey, you shouldn't touch that. I think it's time that these guys get taught a lesson. Like, yeah, no. The same way that you can bombard people with bots telling them K-Warden, 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 block that, block that, block that. And then there are publications that pop out news articles about BlockDAG every day. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stay away from those too. Like, nah. Don't trust you at all. Just saying. Just putting it out there for you. CZ is warning that Web 2 is doomed as Web 3 rises, but slams Binance's new inheritance feature as because he thinks the user experience sucks. Yeah, I guess he's pulling no punches, pulling zero punches. He's the founder and former CEO of Binance. Remember, he had to give that up. Warns of Web 2 security vulnerabilities, advocating for Web 3 as a more secure future. And it is. Compared to Web 2, it is. And there are certain things that you can tie Web 2 into Web 3, because Web 3 isn't a complete replacement of Web 2. There's a place for Web 2, there's a place for Web 3 side by side. But you can increase the security of Web 2 by integrating some Web 3 features. That's definitely true. It's a little sensational on his end, but you do you, buddy boy. You do you. What else do we have going on? Excuse me. Let's see. BBVA and Ripple, getting into bed. Why? Because Ripple is going to be handling their custody. That's insane. They've maintained now. I'm going to read this to you. Ripple and BBVA have maintained a decade-long partnership that has evolved from facilitating cross-border payments to offering custodial services for digital assets. BBVA has consistently embraced innovation from early digital banking to cryptocurrency initiatives. The collaboration with Ripple now allows BBVA to meet the growing demands for digital assets, positioning the bank as a leader in the evolving financial landscape. Remember all the banks I told you about here that are working with Coinbase? This is different. They're working with Ripple for custodial services. Wow. I didn't think that was an avenue. Now I know it is. And it's kind of like, are they going to bring that to the United States? In Spain, BBVA is huge. BBVA is huge. So I'm just kind of like, that's not a small deal. That's a big deal. So I want to pay attention to that. I want to know more. I absolutely want to know more. Now, Christie's used to have a really big NFT marketplace. When NFTs blew up, Christie's was like, we're getting in on it because it was art. Guess what? They're shutting the doors. Christie has shut down its NFT division, marking a significant shift in the art world's perception of blockchain-based collectibles. Once a major player in the NFT space, Christie's closure follows a period of high-profile sales, including Beeple's Every Day, the first 5,000 days, which sold for $69 million way back in 2021. You had a lot of, the ape ones, I forgot the name of it because I never bought one, couldn't afford it, that sold for millions. I saw one that had sold for like 3, 4, 5 million, something like that. And now it's going for like 50 something thousand. Ooh, yeah. But then again, it's a loss. I want you to understand how this works. You buy a piece of art and you can take a loss on it. depending on what you do. You sell it, you buy it, you sell it for less, you buy it for more, whatever it is, and you can take a loss on it. That's a loss that somebody's probably sitting back. Like, I don't feel bad for people that buy a $5 million, NFT collectible, and all of a sudden it's worth only 50 something $1,000. They will love that, because that means they get to write that off. They get to write off that whole number as a loss. That means they can earn real cash back and not have to pay taxes on that real cash. So there is a silver lining. And sometimes it just fits in. That, I think, just fits in. Upbit launches Jiwa, or actually Upbit's parent company, Dunagu or something like that. Forgot the name of the company. But their parent company launched Jiwa Blockchain. South Korea's crypto giant builds layer 2 network with 1 second block times, joining Google, Stripe, and Sony in the 2025 blockchain revolution. Yeah, it's a press release. Still, for Upbit's parent company, that's not a small deal. That's actually a big deal. They're trying to get into a space where they want companies building on their blockchain. We'll see what happens. I mean, you've got Ethereum, BNB, Optimism, Arbitrum. That you have so many other blockchains that people can build on. I mean, even Solana, but just saying, being honest, Solana's not known to be built upon. Solana's known for memes. That's what it's known for. I don't care what anybody says. That's what it's known for. And by the way, are you watching Cardano blow up right now? Also, Cardano is going to be picking up some of that build hype. And are you paying attention to hype as well? Hype is at $54. It was at $56 a couple of seconds ago. I'm just saying, there are things that are exploding right now that we should probably be paying attention to. Probably just a little bit. Maybe, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. We should just take a look, see what's going on. Right? Ant Group is tokenizing $8.4 billion in energy assets, turning the wind turbines and solar panels into tradable blockchain assets. That's no joke. Ant Group is tokenizing $8.4 billion in energy assets using its blockchain platform, Ant Chain, to facilitate financing and trading of energy infrastructure. Wow. I'm telling you, energy is its own animal, and it's growing, and the need is growing even faster. It's ridiculous. I don't understand I don't know if people get that, but it's not a small thing. It's a very, very, very big deal. Very big deal. Energy is going to be probably the biggest thing since sliced bread. People look at me all the time. I didn't know I had all this stuff on me. Nobody said anything. Holy moly. You guys, come on. I'm a hot mess this morning. I think it's because I shaved. And so I still have a whole bunch of hair on me. But you guys don't care about that. But looking at this Ant Group thing, I'm telling you, energy prices are soaring in the United States. And if you're in the United States and you're thinking about energy, some of the things you need to think about are going to be, how do we get more energy? And then with that, I'm going to be thinking about carbon credits. I know the United States has rolled back some rules and regulations around global warming initiatives and all that good stuff. But carbon credits, I think, are still going to be a very big deal. These companies can run around and act like, the world isn't changing, that global warming is fake and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You know what they're really doing? They're spending a lot of money on trying to get to Mars. That's what they're really doing. Just saying. These are things that pop up that so many of us are not paying attention to that we probably should pay attention to. Just saying. There was more news, but I'm going to have to get to it tonight because there's just too much news for me to cover in the morning. I just realized I just can't. Just putting it out there for you. There's a ton going on. A ton. And it's ridiculous. I want to open up one more. Which one is it? Yeah. The Fear and Greed Index is one that I like. And DeFi Llama. Yeah, sorry about that. I was looking to see if the video was going to crash, and it did. Sorry, very, very sorry about that. I hit the wrong button, and everything just started loading up. Not fun. Not fun at all. Which means I'm not going to have... Yeah, it's all right. We'll figure it out some other time. But let's get to the numbers, because the numbers are definitely something I'm paying attention to today. Right now, implied open for the Dow, up 3. That's flat. S&P futures up 7.75. That's basically flat. NASDAQ up 50.50. Not quite flat. A little bit more positive. Oil is up 58 cents. 10-year is up 0.02. That's not a small number. All right. On earnings today, we have Oracle, Synopsys. Is there anybody that we're really paying attention over here? GameStop is one. National Beverage Corp might be another. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all I'm paying attention to. Today's Tuesday. The only thing we have is the NFIB Optimism Index. The Fear and Greed Index is at 48. Was at 51 yesterday. I think tomorrow it'll be up because today seems to be an up market. Just look at the cryptos. We'll get there in a moment. DeFi Llama. Are you kidding me? We have to make sure you're human. Stupid. Yeah, so we're up to $143.474 billion in total value locked. Something else we're paying attention to. We've got Bitcoin, like I said. Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Is it tracking to the line that we drew yesterday? Huh. See it right there? Huh. So we'll see what happens. But remember, we drew that line yesterday to see, like, is this the new trajectory that we're on? And it's, I mean, I think connecting right here is too soon. But you never know. We'll see what happens. On Coin360, you can see what's hot and not. Hype is hot. Even Pepe is hot. Link is fighting back above 22 because it hit 21, 22. It's at 23.65. ENA's up. Not paying attention a lot. OKB is down a lot. Why is that? It's down hard. That's not a good thing. Solana's up to 218. Did you blink and miss it? BNB is up to 880. Did you blink and miss it? Ethereum is up a little bit. XRP is up above $3. Not much, but that's still up above $3. You know, that's something that I would pay attention to. BTC is up to 112. Inching. Centimetering, millimetering, but still going up. But then you have, let's see, look at the big board. Bitcoin up year to date 20%. Year to date for Ethereum up 30%. XRP year to date up 44.74. And I look across all the numbers. That's why they're there, because I try to get the rhythm of a coin. What is the coin doing in general? Give me the rhythm. I need that rhythm, so I can start to understand how news will affect that coin when the news hits. It's not if news hits, it's when news hits. What else do we have? We've got, let's see, Solana up 4.36% in the past 24 hours. Like I said, it's at 218, right? In less than 30 days, 21%, 60 days, 32%, 90 days, 32%, 15% year to date. Okay. Not mad about that. Doge is still down. I think Doge is going to wind up coming back. I think Doge is going to wind up coming back hard. Cardano is up on the year. It's also got some nice breaks in between, but it's up on the year. Over the past few hours, 24 hours, up 5%. That's a big move. That's a very big move. Let's see. Hyperliquid is up. Its all-time high is $55. It just created that new all-time high. Telling you, pay attention to these things, right? Pay attention. There are things making money, making big money. It's got a long way to go to hit Cardano, but I think Hyperliquid is on a growth trajectory. I really do. Same thing with Chainlink. I think it's on a growth trajectory. So we'll see what goes on there. I can't believe. Look how quickly this stablecoin is growing. It's nipping at the heels. And stablecoins only grow. They only go up. I mean, you're not going to make any money on the stable coin. I'm just bringing attention to how they grow in terms of market cap. They only grow. Just saying. SUI is up. That's a good thing. I like SUI. SUI is definitely an up-and-comer. VeChain is another one. Stellar, just love Stellar. Bitcoin Cash, people sleep on it. I don't know why. Year to date, it's up 35%. That's better than Bitcoin. When people criticize me for liking Bitcoin Cash, I sit there and just go, yeah, but it's moving better than Bitcoin. Explain to me why you don't like it. It's all about making money, right? At the end of the day, it's all about making money. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, don't forget to invest in yourself today. So there's a lot. There's definitely a lot going on. Avalanche is another one that I like, even though it's down 27% right now, year to date. HBAR is one that I love, even though it's down about 13% year to date, a little over 13%, 13.3. So yeah, there's still opportunities out there. To me, there are definitely still opportunities. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I'll be back tonight, Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Crypto Overflow, where we cover a whole bunch of stuff. I'll try to bring in the news that I didn't get to this morning. But I hope you have a great day. And if you like what I'm doing, do me a favor, smash the likes, because it helps us with the algorithm. We're growing quickly. We're almost at 22,000. We actually hit 22,000 and then we receded a little bit. I'm expecting we'll hit 22,000 again. And I think 25,000 is basically around the corner. So, just saying, we are growing and growing by leaps and bounds because of the community. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.